and the legal representative for victims of post-election violence in the case against President Uhuru Kenyatta, has written to the United Nations Security Council asking for consideration for the victims. Fergal Gaynor says calls for deferral of the case at the ICC will not only dishearten the victims, but also create room for intimidation. KTN's Edith Kimani with the details.
Heart of Kisumu County, a small sign welcomes lovers of music to this all-purpose store. Nelson Owigi, the 63-year-old man who runs it, needs his clients. This is his only source of income. But like the distorted figures testifying in the cases at the International Criminal Court, Nelson, a victim of the post-election violence, says his interests have become unrecognizable.
There's nothing that we can gain if at all that those cases are not going on, because we had a lot of hope with ICC, and if now the ICC cases, the cases cannot proceed, then we are not going to expect any justice.
Sentiments like Owigi's are what have led Fergal Gaynor, the victim's lawyer in the case against President Uhuru Kenyatta, to write to the United Nations Security Council asking that the victims' welfare inform their decision on the request for a deferral.
If trial is deferred, then we will see space and time for further witness intimidation, possibly for bribery. The ICC prosecutor has noticed that in the Kenya cases there has been an unprecedented level of witness intimidation.
Gaynor is also concerned that further delays in the case could potentially see more witnesses withdrawing their testimonies. But internally displaced persons at the Pipeline IDP camp are not worried about witnesses or victims in the case. In fact, they make up part of the growing voice to have the case deferred by at least a year.
Kwa hivyo sisi hatuungi mkono huyo wakili mwenye anasema hizo kesi ziendelee, kwa sababu sisi tuliwasamehea na hiyo maneno tukaona iko na siasa ndani, kwa sababu wale watu wenye walituudhu sisi sawa kupelekwa Hague, wengine tutafauti ndio walipelekwa Hague.
Simuungi mkono hata kidogo. Nataka tuliwasomea tuachilie hiyo kesi.
What the victims want is for this trial to start as soon as possible. It's already been put back several times. The crimes were committed 6 years ago, and Mr. Kenyatta was committed for trial 21 months ago. So the trial should start as soon as possible.
As different groups continue to champion different interests in the ICC case, all eyes are still cast on the United Nations Security Council, which is yet to give a decision on the African Union's request to postpone the case for a year in the interest of security in the region. Edith Kimani, KTN Prime.